Hello Virgo, and welcome to your reading for the weeks of December 17 through 30, 2024. This is a reading if you're Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising, or have another significant Virgo placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you. And if you're returning, welcome back. This is a full horoscope spread using Marie Hope's Way of Cartouche deck, which is our main deck here. And then we're going to be clarifying with the Osho Zen Tarot. And we'll do an oracle pull at the end, and at this time we're going to use the Wisdom of the Tao deck. So let's see. Actually, before I do that, let me just mention my website and my social media are down in the description box below. If you want to book readings with me, or you want to know more about my services, do it with spiritual coaching, healing, astrology, and so on and so forth. And of course, I do a daily tarot reading at Morning Coffee with Breege, which I do end up posting the topics and everything that come up here on YouTube as well. But if you want to catch them on the day of, you're welcome to join us. Usually around 7 in the morning Eastern time. Might be closer to 7:30 for the winter, but you can definitely check Instagram for that. Okay, so let's jump into your reading. Okay, so there's a lot here going on. You've been doing a lot of work on yourself right now, Virgo. Sirius definitely indicates there's definitely a lot of mental exercise going on, I think. Sometimes physically. Sometimes Sirius comes up when we are focused on our physical appearance and have concerns about it. Or, maybe we're interested in making some kind of a change about our physical identity. But I also think this is also sometimes about trying to think outside the box, trying to think differently about things. You have this with the Knight of Cups card, which is the trust card. So there's this idea that somehow you are taking a leap of faith, that there's some kind of a change that you're making. You might not really be sure where you're going to land. This may require some mental gymnastics here, or just some a need to try to open your mind a bit. But given Virgo, let's see. But I'd say Virgo is one of the it's really actually a mutable sign. So it's one that's between seasons. So you do have a changeable kind of a personality, but there's kind of a fixity to this in a way. Like the kind of the rolling up the sleeves and doing your duty kind of a thing. And I don't know, there's definitely an element of trust here that you are displaying or trying to develop. Something about the changes you're making or requiring a leap of faith. Financially, okay, you've got the Four of Wands with Anubis, so it does seem like your finances are protected. And with this card, this Four of Wands, there's a sense of accomplishment with this. Participation, I mean, in this particular deck, participation implies this is the way in which we connect with our community. Oftentimes, this is a gateway card that suggests that we are moving on to new things beyond where we are now. So you could be trying to make some changes to your finances and your investments. Maybe, and again, maybe it's to protect them, or maybe it's a sense of feeling, like, I don't know, like you kind of want to stay where you are and want to protect what you have, but it's not showing you as being in a bad position financially, just that you may be exploring different avenues and changing certain things. Now, in the third house, we have Gemini energy, and this is about messages. Now, we are just coming out of Mercury retrograde, and when we come out of this is going to be this is about, again, communications. It's about short journeys, sometimes sibling relationships, business if you're self-employed. There's an element of self-effort to this house, but it's about these kind of day-to-day communications that we have. And we have the intensity card with Bast. So I don't know, you may be kind of running around a lot now. Now the holidays are coming up, so there is a very festive kind of atmosphere to Bastet, the idea of celebration or being with others and socializing. There may be a sense that messages coming in right now, listen to what your heart tells you, because what you're hearing may or may not be entirely accurate. With the intensity card, there could be just a lot going on. You may be trying to plan a lot, pack a lot of things in, but there also may be a lot of intense emotions. Now, remember that Mars is retrograde, so I think there's a caution here to make sure that in your communications, if there's a strong intensity of emotions, that you that you act with care and caution, like give as you wish to receive. There's definitely a strong element of that here in the third house. Now, the fourth house has to do with home and family. And okay, so there's some kind of a surprise here, something you're not expecting with Urias. There's sometimes also a feeling that, I don't know, Urias is usually those kind of things that come up out of nowhere. And they there's something there's a path that we expected something to take, and it ends up taking a different path. All right. So yeah, so with Urias, I feel like there's a like something either connected specifically to your home or to a family situation is going to take an unexpected turn. And we have this King of Clouds energy. So this is something about control. Maybe somebody's going to do something that you feel is controlling, or maybe there's a situation that because it's not going as you planned, you may be saying that it may be a case of where you have to drop control. I feel like something, it could be happening. And again, when it comes to family relationships, there's all kinds of possibilities. Families, in spite of the fact that they are often considered to be the nucleus of our lives, what we're really connected to. I think for a lot of people, they don't necessarily feel that way. And I don't know, this could be somebody trying to exert control or that you're not expecting, and that maybe you're going to need to handle with some kind of wisdom and caution. Or this may be a situation that doesn't turn out the way you expect, and you need to drop your control of the situation. So see how that feels for you. It's going to depend on the particular situation. I'm going to jump to the 8th house because this has to do with changes, has to do with joint finances, but also endings and beginnings. And wow, we've got Sphinx with the 8 of Swords. So Sphinx is kind of this sense of you're waiting for something. And in your waiting, there's a sense of being mentally stuck here. I don't know why I jumped to this. So I don't know if this has to do with somebody's finances or if it has to do with another situation. Sometimes if you have a family member that somebody's reliant upon financially, or maybe a family member who's been sick and maybe you've been concerned about their state of health, their lifespan, something like that. I don't know. There's something going on here where I think your mind is tying you up in knots a little bit. It's not that you're necessarily guilty about anything. I know this is called the guilt card, but it's more about what am I doing? Am I doing enough? And I feel like it's connected to this because there's almost this sense of something has happened that I did not expect, and I didn't do enough to take control of the situation. Like I feel like there's an energy of that. But Sphinx is saying you just need to wait and see. I feel like there's a situation where you just have to see where something is going to go, and you need to not be driving yourself, mentally, kind of off the deep end with it, which we all tend to do. It's a very human thing to do. But there may be a lot of overthinking about things right now. And the changes right now, I think it's saying let go of overthinking and just wait and see what's going to happen. I think you want to err on the side of not confronting, especially with this intensity here. There may be a situation that's coming up with family that may make you want to explode. And I think it's just kind of saying, okay, you may be projecting an outcome that's worse than what it's going to be. So you might just need to kind of mentally take a step back and take a deep breath. In terms of health and also things that you're worried about, we've got Lotus with the King of Cups. So it seems like there's a lot of emotional healing that's going on right now. Now, for some of you, you could be getting healing through the work that you're doing or the service that you're doing to others. That may have been something that is comforting to you. But there is a sense here that, this is definitely about healing of the mind, healing of emotions. So if things have been very stressful, or if you have had a situation where you've been imagining a lot of nightmare scenarios, understand that right now you need to not worry and just focus on healing yourself. It's interesting because healing is showing up in the house of health. So I don't know if there is something you or a family member has been dealing with in terms of health that is provoking this kind of worry. Because I'm seeing a whole lot of worry and a whole need to kind of take charge of something. So maybe something's happening in the family, maybe with someone's mom possibly, because it is the 4th house, but it could really be anybody in the family. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a trip far away because you have water in the 9th house of Sagittarius. This could just be, expanding your horizons, emotionally changing. And with the 4 of Swords card, again, this is a card, it's called the postponement card, but this is also a card of healing again from illness. It could be that there is something where, there's all this color here, but you're only looking at the gray. Interesting theme here where there's just something, and the fact that I'm seeing what's with water, I don't know if you've taken a long trip, if you're about to take a long trip, but there seems to be something about it where you may be only looking at the negative and not the positive here. Now, normally that's something I associate with the Four of Cups, but here it's almost like there's a postponement, like there's something here that has you stuck. Like it's like you need to kind of move forward with something and not allow, because these are all mental traps. These are all clouds cards, which are the same as swords. And this is a lot of mental energy that's being expended on something. And it does seem to have to do with a long journey. I mean, it could be some other kind of a change too, because water can have to do with a situation that's very emotional. And it is in the house of freedom. It's in the house of expanded horizons, Jupiter energy. So it could be higher ed, spirituality, and again, long distance travel, anything that expands your viewpoint and your horizon. There seems to be a lot of emotion around this, or like I said, this could literally be a trip like across water or something like that. But yeah, there's this postponement card. So I don't know. I feel like it's like you're waiting to do something, waiting to live life, but you may kind of be stuck in this place. You know, like I said, there's this healing that is still going on here. And I think there's something where you need to not worry so much. Now, if I look at your 10th house of career or legacy, you've got fire with the guidance card. So some of you may be inspired to do something new. Again, we have this intensity card down here. Maybe some of you are inspired to go into your own business or something like that with this. Because I see fire down here in the self-employment house and fire up here. But this could just be the work that you're doing, your own efforts. Whatever it is, Three of Pentacles, this is a card of guidance, of being guidance, of being guided, receiving spiritual guidance. It's also Three of Pentacles energy, so this guidance could come from another person, a collaborator, a third party as well, in that kind of a sense. And yeah, there's a sense here of, like I said, there's either a big inspiration that's coming up, or perhaps you feel that you are, you need to, fire sometimes comes around when we need to burn it all down and start over, But this is not the Tower card. This is more about being inspired to build something, okay? So whatever this is, this could have to do with your career, or again, something else connected to legacy or what you are giving back. And the fact that I'm seeing this connected with this healing here, I don't know. You may be inspired to make a change of course on something. And this is, this inspiration seems like it's either coming from your, what we call your inner voice, your inner guidance, or there could be, you could have a spirit guide, or there could be some external person who influences you in this way. Okay, let's look at the 11th house. This is Aquarius energy, and this has to do with not only our destiny and what we're trying to manifest, but also with our friendships and social networks. Yeah, you've got this Queen of Wands energy here. So this could be a person around you, a person maybe who's a fire sign, or just somebody who's very, very ambitious. Maybe somebody who's testing you a little bit right now. But whatever this is an energy, this just challenges us. I mean, there's definitely a sense here of wanting to move towards what our goals are. But there's this element of sharing here, of wanting to share sharing the gifts that we have with others. It's funny that we got fire here and we've got fire here. I feel like you are anxious to be sharing, but it seems like there's something that may be challenging you. This is often a card of tests that we face along the way, maybe with friendships or maybe with social occasions. But again, there's this, in spite of these, this does seem like everything's going to come out fine in the end, but there could be some, there could just be some things that you have to deal with in the meantime, and it also could just be something that's going to take a little bit of time to get to the conclusion that you want. Now, okay, 12th house, Pisces energy. Okay, there's this card of ending. There's this rebirth card. This is the Ten of Swords with twins. So I don't know, there seems to be a worry about the ending of a relationship of some kind. I don't know, we haven't looked at the relationship houses yet, so I don't know if this is a marriage. I don't know if this is a family relationship, especially with all of this going on down here. I don't know if this is somebody in your network who you feel challenged by, but there's definitely a sense that you're feeling like, I don't know, there's a Ten of Swords energy. yeah, it's like you're whatever. What this usually means is whatever phase you're in, whether you're roaring like a lion, contented as a camel, or moving back into a childlike phase after being angry. There's definitely a sense that you are moving into a new place, and there may be concerns about that, or there may be concerns about how this is going to affect certain relationships. So this seems to be a concern of yours. Let's get over and look at your relationship houses. Okay, so in your 5th house, now this can have to do with love affairs. This can also have to do with children and creative projects. I say this because of Horus being here. But Horus is a card, I mean, again, this could be a card that has to do with creativity and work, focus on a creative project. That could be for some of you. But this can also be conflict with a family member, possibly with a child, or about a child. And totality seems to indicate needing to focus on the right things, needing to focus on what's going to allow you to make that difficult connection, because these are 2 trapeze artists. It's like they have to grab hands, but they have to do it in a very careful way, and it can be very, very stressful. Okay, so there's a sense of totality, like needing to be totally focused in the right way in order to make something work. So 5 of Wands sometimes is also about competitiveness or a struggle, but it's not generally a very serious struggle, okay? So take this as it resonates for you. If you are somebody looking for love, it could be that, this could be somebody who's very, very popular, and maybe you feel like you have competition for this person. So whatever it is, there's a sense that your focus needs to be in the right place. Now, 7th house is interesting because there is a karmic relationship that's showing up here. Now, karmic relationship could be, quote unquote, somebody destined by fate, but it can also be a karmic situation within an existing relationship, or somebody from whom you need to connect with to learn a certain lesson, resolve some kind of a past life thing. There's a sense here that there's something that needs to be resolved, and maybe that's being postponed in some way. Like when I see this up here, I'm wondering, I don't know why I feel like that's connected to this, but with this 7 of Swords energy, we have this politics card. So it's almost like there's somebody who's not sharing something with you, not being totally upfront, not being direct, or there's a sense of indirectness or playing politics with somebody. And I don't know, there seems to be something karmic about this. There seems to be something that needs to be resolved here, or something that needs to be faced. And right now, I just feel like it's a conflict. This could be a family conflict. I don't know. I feel like that with some people. But again, if you are in a relationship that's seeing this, or if you are looking for a relationship, there could be a connection here where this person maybe is not showing you how they're feeling, or maybe they're presenting one face and they really feel a different way. That's also a possibility. But whatever it is, there's a sense that there's something that's being danced around right now that kind of has to be, that eventually is going to come to some kind of a resolution, because there is something karmic about it. So if you feel like you're in a tussle or you're a go-around with somebody, it may be something that, and I don't know if, like, again, I don't know if this is connected to a trip in some way, but there's a sense that something is postponed right now. Like there's something that's still healing and needs to be resolved. There's a lot here around healing and worries about betrayal too, because 10 of Swords sometimes comes up when we feel betrayed in a particular relationship. And the fact that I'm seeing this over here, I'm thinking like, has there been some kind of a betrayal here? And I don't know, this feels very much like it could be about a love relationship, it could be about a marriage or a business partnership, really, but I don't know why. This feels very much like family to me. So, and you may be mentally tied up in knots and not really saying anything about it right now. But, so I don't know, maybe this is something where you need to lay low for the time being and then see where it goes. Now, overall, you have the Buckle of Isis with the Judgment card, Beyond Illusion. So I think you are awakening to something. You're very aware, and you may be aware of certain changes that you have to make, or certain sacrifices that you are going to have to make. But the sacrifices are going to be worth it in the end. I feel like there's some karmic situation here that's waiting to be resolved, and it's around a relationship, either a family relationship, could be a love relationship, but whatever it is, there's definitely a sense of something to be resolved. There are intense emotions that kind of have to be kept in check, and I don't know, it just feels overall like you're being tested and challenged, and maybe the answer right now is to take some time out and allow some more healing to occur. But whatever it is, it's something karmic, and eventually, I think the only thing you can do right now is yield. I think that's the only answer at the moment, and maybe focus on your own healing. So let's do the Tao Oracle and see what comes up for you for this 2-week period. Okay. So let's see. Okay, our card is, and it's funny, this is exactly the same card that Leo got, relationship harmony. Yeah, there's something going on here with a relationship. I don't even need to read it from the book, because it's saying, literally the message of this is, if you are having a situation with a relationship where you're trying to figure out where it's going to go or how something's going to be resolved, is literally saying you're just going to have to be patient right now. There's different dynamics that you may be facing right now, and yeah, it just feels like you need to be patient with a person or a situation. This is what's going to bring that kind of harmony. I'm going to see if I can read this on the card, because I know what it says in the book. A loyal and harmonious relationship or partnership is being manifested. The bond between friends, lovers, and partners will grow and blossom. Nurture the relationships with no judgment and no expectations. Okay, yeah, that's kind of the message of this one. And right, I think this is saying to drop your judgments right now. You may be in the middle of a situation that you need to kind of step back from and just focus on what you need for yourself. Keep an open mind and trust in the process. So that's what I think is going on for you, Virgo. That seems to be the central thing. I hope this relationship makes sense. This relationship makes sense. Wow, that's a weird Freudian slip that I just made right there. Maybe it's a relationship that doesn't make sense right now. I don't know. Or just something complicated. But anyway, I hope this reading makes sense. That was really weird. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, please give a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about future videos, and including other things that I post on Archangel Azrael, and of course the morning coffee videos, as well as the tarot videos. I do each sign every 2 weeks. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.